So, today we are going to be going through the out-of-conference schedule for the University of Toledo. Um, we kick it off on a Thursday. That game was moved back a couple months ago. Usually going to be a Saturday game. This year we're doing the Thursday night kickoff game. I'm cool with that as a fan. Take a work day off a little bit early, get tailgating early. Glad to be back in Lot 10. Glad to be back in the Glass Bowl. The opponent, though, not great. I'm playing the Long Island University Sharks. Rocket Ryan calls them the Long Island Iced Teas. I'm not too sure what they're going to bring to us, but I know we're probably going to be pretty vanilla. I can't imagine us showing too much to them. Toledo's one of the sadly few teams in the MAC that has not ever lost to an FCS team. I don't see that changing this year. But, maybe Finn will play for a couple quarters, and then we'll see our backups, see our depth. Running back, I think Toledo fans are pretty excited to see what we have. We've gone so many years with 1,000-yard rushers, and now we've kind of got not really a bare cupboard. Micah Kelly's back, and Stewart's back, and got the Maryland transfer. So we're gonna work some things out that week one, but I don't expect Toledo to have any problems. The defense is going to be awesome. So maybe like a 52-7, something like that. But Toledo's going to handle the Sharks pretty good in week one. In week two, we get the Minutemen. Not crazy about this scheduling either. We've got like a 4-game home and home against them. But they're an old MAC foe, so they'll be fun. That's week two. Shouldn't be close. Last year we beat them pretty good, 45-7. I did have a problem. We could not watch the game live last year because it was on like Flow Sports and you had to pay some ridiculous subscription. But thinking about it now, I think we had a basketball tournament that was on there too. I probably should have ponied up and bought it because I would have watched a lot more UT sports if I would have had it. But that's all right. Toledo should be 2-0 after UMass comes to town. And then we've got our big one. Actually, it's possible we could sleep through that game. Just the huge game in week 3. Toledo goes down to Columbus, down to the shoe to play the Ohio State Buckeyes. If you're a Toledo fan, you really this one's gonna be. We had them in 2011. We played them in 2009 in Cleveland as a pseudo home game, and then in 2011 we went down to the shoe. It was their sanction year, I believe. Luke Fickell was their head coach for a season. They had a bunch of players suspended, and they cheated. They beat us, but they needed a little bit of help from the referees. We lost 22-27. This year, they're going to have a pretty good team. They've got, over-under for a quarterback. C.J. Stroud is like 5,000 yards this season. So the Buckeyes are going to be awesome. They've got 3 legitimate Heisman contenders on their offense. Their defense, they just got Oklahoma State's D coordinator, so they should be a little bit better. But one thing that I kind of think could be important is we have a linebacker from their team last year, Toledo's own Dallas Gant. He's transferring over for a senior season to UT. So we're going to have a little bit more size on our defense now, and that's a key player that I think, I don't know if we're going to be stealing signs or whatnot, but he has a good idea of kind of how they run their team. So having Dallas is huge. It's a 7 o'clock. We're playing a night game out in the shoe, and that's just... Their fans are going to be rowdy. Their students are going to be going crazy. So I can't really chalk this one up as a dub for the Rockets. But I think we can. I think our defense is pretty good. I think our D-line's pretty good. If we can hold them, in the 40s and get a few touchdowns of our own, I'll be okay with that. But I just want to put a little scare into them. 2011 we almost had them. That was our year. And just so many things broke the wrong way with the Syracuse game and having Boise State at home. Understandably, they were a really good team then. But that's week 3 for us. And then we go back on the road after that. We're out at San Diego State's new Snapdragon Stadium for them. Now, as far as like team assembly, I'm not really scared of San Diego State because they had like a bottom 20 offense in the country last year, with a top 15 defense, though. And the way that their schedule sets up is they open up at home against Arizona for their new stadium. So Toledo's not going to be the groundbreaking game for them, which I'm happy about. And then I think they have an FCS team, and then they go to Utah. So just like us, we're not going to be able to look ahead to San Diego State and game plan them specifically. they're not going to be able to do the same for Toledo. So they'll have a tough game on the road against a Pac-12, one of the favorites against Utah. So Toledo coming in, I don't know. It's going to be a pretty even matchup. I love our defense, and the fact that they don't really have an explosive offense makes me think we can win a low-scoring game here. If the schedule broke differently, I could see where they would have an advantage, but I don't really think they do. It's possible that Toledo just goes totally vanilla play calling. The first 2 weeks gets 2 easy wins, and then kind of just keeps it under wraps for Ohio State too, because at the end our goal is to win the MAC championship. And really, you could be the G5 representative if you kept that game, within 3 scores against Ohio State, and then you go and get a big Mountain West win on the road. So I actually like our chances out of conference here. I think if you're a hardcore diehard like I am, 3-1's what you're going for out of conference. 2-2, not the end of the world. And anything less than that, Candle's in trouble. So that's my out of conference look for Toledo this season. I'll do some more videos. I'll kind of go over the entire schedule, go over maybe a video about the Glass Bowl, some other things here in August as we ramp up and get closer to the season. But out of conference, looking 2-2, 3-1 for my Rockets.